My name is Derek Hankins, and I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina. I heard about Joe through watching YouTube videos. I stumbled across him, and his videos were addictive. But the information they were disseminating, I kept saying to myself, he's giving a little bit more than most people are. So I said, well, let me look into him. So then I looked into the program, and I had looked at it for about 6 months. So that's how I found him, YouTube. The best deal that I've done so far, well, I have kind of two of them. One was a wholesale deal where I tried every method, but it didn't work. The house needed some repairs, and I couldn't figure out how to get that done and make a deal. So I even wrote out to Joe, being that I'm a mentor student. I wrote out to him. He told me, he gave me some insight on what I could do. So I implemented his strategies, and I wound up only spending maybe 4 or 5 hours total, and 2 of the hours was showing the property to investors. So, and I didn't have to write up the paperwork or anything. I just received the check. Deposited, and I fumbled through it a little bit, but it still worked out where I didn't have to do a lot of work. The deal closed in 7 days per his methods, which I wasn't expecting because I had 2 offers, one to close in 30. And then I almost signed the paperwork for that one. Then the 7-day person came through, and they were legitimate. His methods, without him, I wouldn't have known how to, get that. So it was awesome. And the second one was I did a lease option that was 2 hours away. And I was like, Joe, what do I do? Blah, blah, blah. I was emailing him back and forth. He was like, okay, do this, do that. And he said, look, remember the methods. And that's what I did. So that one took me a little bit longer because again, new student, I fumbled through it a little bit, but I did very well on that one. I made $4,000 off of that one with one of the 1,000 coming as in payments. So I only spent I did less than 2 days work on that one, and still getting some residuals, and the deal came through, and this person actually has 3 more properties, so I'm looking forward to doing those when everything comes up. The wholesale deal, I had never wholesaled a property, so I didn't know what to do. I tried to offer them a price, and then I went back to the person and said, well, what about my fee? And they were like, your fee should have been included. And I was like, oh man, I didn't know. So it worked out where I still made $5,000 for doing almost very minimal work. I just started making money because I wasn't calling as much like a lot of people do. Last month I made $9,000. Not sure how much I'm going to make this month, but I'm hoping it'll be more than that. It's just amazing what you can make, because if you just put the time in, and I literally just started putting the time in, so now I'm seeing the fruits of it. So do what he says. Do what he says. He knows what he's talking about. Well, I've been in the program for my 6 months is coming up now. And initially, I tried to do it my way. I really did. For like 3 months, I was trying to do it a certain way. I was only calling the ones who said yes. It's not the way to do it. But using the auto marketer system has been great. I just looked at my phone. I got another person saying they want to work with me just now. It's just amazing. That's all I can say. You put your information into the auto marketer, and in my area, I get a lot of feedback. I get a lot of no's, but I get a lot of yeses too. The drip system is what you may initially get a no, but the drip system is what caused me to get the deal 2 hours away, because it kept dripping on them, and then finally they couldn't sell the house. They were doing it for sale by owner. They couldn't sell it. Beautiful home, couldn't sell it. They reached out to me and said, I'm ready. I was like, who's this? So she told me. I was so excited. So then, without that auto marker, I don't even know if I would have got that one, because it's so many names to keep track of. But the auto marketer keeps track of everything you need. You can set follow-ups. You can do all these things. I tell you, having software like that is just, my business wouldn't even be moving if it wasn't for that. My personal goals are to be able to have a monthly income of over $10,000 a month just from the no money down, barring any of the other things that I do, just from that. And it's not, then the goal line will move. Once I get there, it'll move, But the consistency, I'm trying to get consistent deals. I just want consistent deals, and that's attainable, and it's happening. So, sky's the limit with this system. I would advise anybody. I mean, he doesn't. And Joe's a nice guy, but he knows what he's talking about. And I thought I knew some things because I flipped homes before. You got to listen to what he says. It's let's just say it's proven. The key is making the calls. You have got to make the calls. A no is only a no if you leave it alone. So if you keep making the calls and talk to people, you can find out what their issue is. One thing I like about Joe is that he's out to help people, and genuinely, it's not just I'm a guru and I make money. No, it's really he's trying to help people, and the way he set the system up, helping people is much easier than just trying to force something down someone's throat. So I like that aspect of what he's doing, and he really means it. So I've taken that mantle on myself to try to help people out. So I think consistency is the key, and having that software is the real only way you can be consistent. It's hard to do it without that because you can't be everywhere all the time. I've been able to do whatever I want to do because I do this full time. I've been able to travel, but I make it a work travel. So when I go visit, I make a work. I find properties wherever I am, but I do research before I go, and then I look for properties to look at when I go. So this is truly an anywhere business. As long as you have a laptop and an internet connection, you can do it anywhere. And that freedom is just, I can pick my son up, I can take him to school, I can do so many things, even with my dog. The other day I was able to just take him to the vet when he needed it. So it's been the freedom that you get from this system is just awesome. I'm a full-time investor with this, mainly with this. I was talking to Joe about doing some other things, and he was giving me some insights, but this is always going to be my bread and butter. This is always going to be what I do, because not only is it's easy, when I say easy, but it's easy, but the benefit and the time, the money you can make just for a few hours of work. Where can you go and do 8 hours of work and make $5,000, $10,000? You can't. It's just, unless you have a accelerated degree. So if you don't have a degree, if you just have some hustle, this program is good for you. Join Joe's program. This is truly a no money down system. Both of those deals that I just talked about, I didn't come to the table with a dime, not the wholesale, nothing. I didn't have to put any money down on the wholesale or anything because of what he told me to do and how I presented it. I can do this if you allow me to do this. And it went so fast, it blew their mind. Of course I didn't know, but Joe knew what was going to happen. But really join the program like Joe's, where you can, get everything you need. He's always accessible. He responds to emails very quickly. The buying events are just amazing because you get to interact with him and talk to him, and he's not far off. He actually stands there, talks with you, and answers your questions. So, and for the price of the system, I've already made more. I've already paid back the price of the auto marketer and what it cost me to join the membership. So, and that was in 6 months. If I can do it, I'm telling you, anybody can do it. I'm not like a brainiac. I'm not slow or anything, but it's just to work the system. If you work the system, it'll work for you. Everything is just flowing along perfectly. I'm learning that once you make the calls, it'll come, and I'm learning that the more calls you make, the better you get at talking to people. And I was always a talker and talking to people, but it's different when you come from a mindset of, I'm not pushing something down your throat. I want to help you, or let me help you figure this out. All I will say is that this system changed my life. Honestly, it changed my life. I was flipped houses before, and you can make just as much money doing this without all the hassle of contractors and all that, and doing all these other things and worrying about big chunks of money. Again, no money down. Every deal you can do no money down. On how to expand. Yeah, I got to expand out of my core market, and I've been teetering with it. But I'm a little nervous because I want to do it right. You can do this in multiple states easily. I was just talking to Joe and he was explaining. I was like, oh, that's how you do it. And I'm still needing some hand holding, but the fact that you can do this. I'm in North Carolina. I'm going to start several different states, but the way I'm going to do that is using the auto marketer. See, that's why the software is so important. It allows me to be somewhere where I'm, be in a place where I don't live, and do this business all over the country, and not cost me much more. And I will say this: you don't have to pay more for the auto market because you're doing different things. It's one price. So it allows me to be where I am, start business and do another, and it doesn't cost me any more money. So, thanks, Joe.